everyone, it's Jen from Simple Local Life, and I'm back at Wells Lake Farm Market, back with my friend Adrien. How are you today, Adrien?
Very good.
Good. Well, we've had another, I feel like it's a repeat, another stretch of wet, kind of overcast, a lot of rain over the last few weeks, but I know it still looks beautiful up here in the greenhouse. What have you guys been, what's going on up here in the greenhouse as everyone's dealing with all this kind of wet, soggy weather we've been having?
Yeah, it really has been a challenging couple weeks,
Yeah.
and really a challenging month or so that we've had. So
it feels like at least a month or longer to me, but
yeah, and we've had some glimmers of sun in there too.
Yeah.
So what's been going on the last couple weeks is we've really just been doing our best to keep everything in really good shape,
Yes.
which I think we're doing a great job.
Good.
A lot of working on the plants, a lot of deadheading.
Yeah.
Not as much watering over the last couple weeks, but we're doing a lot of spacing out of plants, moving things around,
Okay.
trying to get it in the right position, and really just doing everything we can to take care of things. And we've been doing some potting up. So
Okay.
yeah.
This looks beautiful. Here, is this a hanging basket, or
This is
just
a hanging
planter?
basket. I took off
Yeah.
the strings just for the purposes of this video,
Yeah.
but yeah, as you can see, just with the challenging weather, we still have some very beautiful blooms here.
We do.
I'm looking out at the greenhouse, very
Beautiful.
colorful right now, and a very colorful celosia here beside me.
Yeah.
So in the greenhouse here, we've been able to keep things, probably a little bit nicer than if you've had plants outside.
Okay.
We haven't had all the rainfall in here.
A little bit more protected in here.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit more of a controlled environment.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I really just want to let everyone know that we have had some challenges, but in our greenhouse here, we've been able to keep things going really nice.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get a little bit more sun, already this basket's quite full of blooms, but a little bit of sun will make it just that much more.
Pop up.
Yeah, and really, the message I want to give to people is that the best part of the growing season is really ahead of us.
Yeah.
So we
Still
have.
early July.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of growing season. Our falls have typically been really nice.
Yes.
Frosts don't come until the middle or end of October, or
Yeah.
even into November, depending on where you are. So it has been a challenging month, but there really is so much summer ahead of us,
There is.
and there's so much to be planted.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to show a couple things today. Of course, I have the million bells here in front of us.
Beautiful.
We have all kinds of these baskets, and like I was saying, when the sun comes out, we have dozens of these, and they will be absolutely beautiful, with huge blooms.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to show, I mentioned the celosia here before.
Yeah,
This was a celosia we've been growing for quite some time.
beautiful.
They're a heat lover and a sun lover,
Yeah.
but we started these as little
Yes, I
babies
remember,
in
yeah.
small packs, and we've been, as the season's been going along, we've
Yeah.
been putting them in bigger pots. So this is a gallon pot.
Okay.
We have all kinds of these. We just planted some more up the other day. So
Wonderful.
it has been a challenge. If you haven't planted yet, or you still want to plant,
Yeah.
we have been putting plants into bigger pots so that you can
Perfect.
drop them in the ground, or if you have a planter yourself.
Oh, that's great.
So we've been moving things along to help you out.
Good.
Have another example here. Lavender is a heat
Lavender.
lover, and with the summer. And we put just this past week, we put lots in gallon pots,
Okay.
and with the same idea, you can be planting this late into the summer.
Yeah.
This is a perennial, so it's something that you can get even a head start on for next year.
Yeah.
But I just want to stress to everyone that there still are all kinds of options
Yeah.
and lots of planting time. So
Good.
yeah.
Well, it's good to know and good to reconsider, because again, I think because we had such a prolonged spell of kind of wet weather, and then we just had an odd spring and start to summer, and so again, we talked about before, but I think it's still the same. A lot of people felt behind with gardening, but it's great to know you guys have lots of plants here that are being potted up into bigger pots. Still time, and the lavender in particular, so still lots of time and lots of selection up here. It still looks really beautiful, and it's nice to see all the healthy looking plants after looking at all of ours. At least at my place, they're kind of just still a little bit waterlogged, but I know Elspeth's going to share a little thoughts on that as well.
Yeah.
And I know in the market's popular, it was long weekend last weekend, but this time of year, I don't know, my want to cook is getting lower and lower, and I'm always looking at the market kitchen thinking, what can I bring home that then supper's ready? So lots of things down there in the market kitchen for people who are just, it's getting hot too. It's very warm in here today, and a hot spell coming this weekend, so lots of things to pick up there if you don't feel like cooking.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I think we mentioned it a couple weeks ago. We brought back our pasta salad for
Yes.
the summer, which is super refreshing.
Love the pasta
And
salad.
also this past week, we've actually started making some some assorted veggie trays,
Oh,
which
nice.
with our in-house ranch-made dip.
Nice. I
Um,
love that.
So it's a beautiful summer treat.
Yeah.
Had a couple this week, and it's just something fresh.
Perfect.
Filling it with produce fresh from the valley. We
Oh,
just
love it.
added some snap peas in the summerland.
Oh,
So nice little
perfect.
summer
Oh,
treat
that's a
that
great treat.
that we're hoping
That
to
with
pick
a
up.
little roll and some pasta salad. Supper's ready. It sounds good. Anything else, Adrien, you want to?
Well, I just want to say again, I've shown everyone a couple examples,
Yeah.
but we've been doing this with everything as the season's been progressing, where as the plants get too big for their pots, if we have some left, we've been
Perfect.
moving along to the next stage. So, really just hope everyone comes in and sees what we have, and we can provide some tips and ideas on what would be good to plant in the middle of the summer here.
Wonderful. So you guys are open 9 to 6 every day, except Fridays now, open till 7.
That's correct.
Right.
Yep, Fridays until 7, and every day 9 till 6.
Wonderful. Thanks, Adrien.
Thanks so
Back
much.
here with my friend Elspeth. How are you today, Elspeth?
I'm good.
Good.
With my snippers.
You've got your snippers.
I'm going to cut.
We've got work to do.
Oh boy. Most of the gardens are
Oh.
going to have work to do after
Yes.
the last 10 days of rain.
It's been something.
Monsoon-like
It's
conditions.
been a deluge.
Yes,
Mm.
it has been.
So my plants are not looking as good, especially the hanging basket outside. I
Right.
mean, I've been trying to do
Yeah.
some repairs in the little breaks in the weather, but
Yeah.
what do we need to be doing or
Well, I
thinking
will
about?
tell people, and I should have brought it to show people, but on the last Facebook Live, remember I squeezed the soil and the water dripped out, and we took the soil out and replaced the soil and put the plants back in.
Yes.
They look perfect.
Oh,
They're doing very well,
good,
but they haven't been out in the rain. They've been
well,
on my
that's-
veranda
that's fine.
protected. So, but some people have forgotten, I know,
Yeah.
to pull things
And,
in.
well, and it's been honestly, I thought
I
about
know.
it too, and it just comes out of the blue.
I know.
Like 4:30 this morning.
I know.
Who knew?
I
But
had
anyway.
I put things out and on my
Yes.
picnic table, on my patio table, and I took them in. I put them out, take them in,
Yeah.
put them out. Anyway,
Okay.
so here's the tricks.
yeah.
So I was just doing this, and look
Just
at the
working.
mountain of
Wow.
plant material. I cut off some things.
Okay.
So if you have had plants outside, particularly petunias, and you know what they get like? They
Yeah,
get slimy, just like
Yeah.
this one, which is like, it looks, I'll just cut it off.
Yeah.
So it looks
Yeah.
really brown, and if you touch it, they're slimy.
They are.
They're yucky. Anyway, those you want to remove. And the trick, and we've shown this
Before, but a lot of people still
I know,
learning.
and they still ask when they come in, am I
Yeah.
doing it right?
Yeah.
And so you're not just going to pull the bloom
No.
out. You're going to snip it off back here,
Yeah.
behind this little part where the seed is produced in there. So you're going to snip it off right there.
Okay.
And so you've got this little green attachment to
Yep.
the flower, and you're going to pinch that all off.
Okay.
Now, million bells, petunias can get long and scraggly. So it's early season. There's plenty, as Adrien said earlier, we've got a long growing season ahead of us.
Yes.
So what you want to do with any of the plants that are starting to look droopy from all the rain is just trim them up.
Just trim.
And with the petunia, what you want to do is trim it back till you see new growth. So on this one, we have a nice bud out on the end, but we've also got nice new little leaves right in here where I'm pointing with. I know the camera probably can't pick up on this, but they're nice new little leaves. So we're going to pinch it, cut it right back to that.
Okay.
If you've got long pieces that are hanging down, just cut them back.
Okay.
And I know people look at me and go, oh my gosh, she's cutting all that plant apart. But you know what? The plant and you will thank me
Oh,
because in about 2 weeks, that's going to look amazing again.
Be all full and
Yeah, and so if you've got plants that are just looking like slimy
Yeah.
from the petunias or and scraggly, just trim them up.
yeah.
Just go and we'll show that on a hanging
trim.
basket.
Okay.
But particularly the wave petunias are going to be really suffering in this rain. And
Yeah.
I know we've sold a lot of petunias this year. People put them in their planters, and they are going to look bad if they've been out in this rain. Slimy, so just cut them off. Just
Do
go
a
in
little,
and
little
snip.
fix up.
Yeah, and any long scraggly ends you're going to remove.
Okay.
And then when we get a stretch of sunny weather again,
It's coming. It's
maybe
coming.
soon, when we get 2 or 3 days of sun
Yeah.
coming forward,
Yes.
I would make sure you get some fertilizer around your plants.
Okay.
Because all that rain, if they've been out in it, that fertilizer that's there has leached out.
washed away, yeah.
So you're going to need to fertilize with
Yes.
water something in.
Okay.
Watering it in makes it readily accessible to the root system of the plant.
Okay.
So you want to do that.
Okay.
If you have planted flowers in your flower bed and you haven't put a lot of fertilizer around, I get out there and do that too.
Okay.
After we get a stretch of the sunny weather.
Right.
Because anything that was there has leached out of the soil because just we've had an amazing amount of rain.
We have.
Double the rainfall in the month of June
I heard.
of normal.
And
So-
July is already, we've already reached the peak for
have we?
July, and it's only, you know, whatever,
It's
early
the
week
5th.
for 5th or
It's the
6th.
5th.
Yeah.
So this is this one. So let's just move that, and then I'm going to show you an example of a hanging basket that has a lot of, and I never think this looks great. I think it looks scraggly, and you want it to stay nice and thick over the top.
Yeah.
So by trimming up these side pieces, that's going to help help fill it out. So again, I'm cutting back to a new set of leaves, and I know we can't see this.
No, we can see some.
But you're cutting back to a nice new little set of leaves right there.
Nice one.
And I'm going to go right in front, and I'm cutting back right there. I know there's buds on the end here, and you really want to keep those, but
Yeah.
we're not going to. We're going to cut it back to where there's a nice new little set of leaves.
Okay.
And all of these pieces are going to just come right out. And what you'll find is that that basket will look an amazingly, it will really look a lot better.
Nice. Okay.
And because we're early in the season, if you're later in the season, then you start to go, oh, I have to be a little careful. But right now, these plants are really putting out lots of growth. Here's a great example, a beautiful new shoot coming there.
Nice.
We're cutting right back to that.
Oh,
and
looks
so
better already.
I know. And that's, you can see
Oh, beautiful.
here, like half of it
Wow.
is done, and the other half is scraggly.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
get your scissors out or your pruners out
Yeah.
and snip away.
Okay.
And remember to fertilize.
Okay, good tips, Elspeth. We need these. So lots of tips and reminders here if you're dealing with your hanging baskets or planters. After all that rain, we've got some sun coming up, so fertilize and give everything a nice little cleanup.
And if you really are stuck on what to do, just drop by
Yeah.
or give us a call and we'll help you over the phone.
Good
Yep.
idea. Thanks, Elspeth.